Good morning. Today we are here to talk about school health promotion, in particular anxiety disorders. My name is Jacob, and with me is Alexei and Liam. So I thought we'd start off with some quick facts and statistics regarding anxiety disorders throughout our Australian youth. According to Youth Beyond Blue, 1 in 7 young Australians experience a mental health condition, which is approximately 560,000 Australian children, and this number is steadily growing. 1 in 14 young Australians aged 4 to 17 experienced an anxiety disorder in 2015, which was approximately 278,000 young people. Evidence suggests 3 in 4 adult mental health conditions emerge by age 24 and half by age 14, which means that a huge chunk of our anxiety disorder conditions are being brought out in the younger age. So, what is anxiety? Anxiety is a part of our body's survival instinct. When we're faced with a threatening situation, our brains and bodies respond by kicking into safety mode. Our adrenaline starts pumping, helping us get ready to escape the danger coming. However, in some people, or particularly children, they tend to react quicker and with more intensity to situations they find threatening, or find it harder to get their anxious feelings under control. Some children will also perceive the world to be much scarier and more dangerous than it actually is. Anxiety can also have an effect on children's thoughts as they perceive the danger of fear to be much greater than it is. They will tend to overthink the situation, which leads them to becoming more worried and tense. Children experiencing anxiety may often come up with their own strategies to try and manage their distressing situations. This often leads to them trying to avoid the situation or having a parent or other adult deal with it for them. Whilst this can work well in the short term, avoiding the situation increases the likelihood that they'll feel increasingly anxious and be unable to manage should the same problem rise again. As a result, this can lead to them finding it harder to cope with everyday stresses at home, school, and in social settings. Occasionally, anxiety is easy to identify, like when a child is feeling nervous before a test at school. Other times, though, anxiety in the classroom can look like something else entirely: an upset stomach, disruptive or angry behavior, or even a learning disorder. There are many different kinds of anxiety, which is one of the reasons it can sometimes be hard to detect in the classroom setting. However, what they all have in common, says neurologist and former teacher Ken S., is that anxiety tends to lock up the brain, making school an even harder place for anxious kids. There are a few different types of anxiety present in children: separation anxiety, social anxiety, selective mutism, generalized anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, and other specific phobias, which all lead to, in the end, anxiety. To help us understand how anxiety can really affect us and our students, we will have a look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This framework has made a major contribution to teaching strategies and classroom management in schools. Rather than reducing behavior to a response from the environment, Maslow adopts a humanistic approach to education and learning. Maslow looks at the whole, complete physical, emotional, social, and intellectual qualities of an individual and how these areas impact on their learning. The application of Maslow's theory to the work of the classroom teacher is obvious. Before a student's cognitive needs can be met, they must first fulfill their basic physiological needs. For example, a tired and hungry student will find it difficult to focus on learning. Students need to feel emotionally and physically safe and accepted within the classroom to progress and reach their full potential. Maslow also suggests students must be shown that they are valued and respected in the classroom, and the teacher should create a supportive environment. Students with low self-esteem will not progress academically at an optimum rate until their self-esteem is strengthened. Having an anxiety disorder can severely affect the physical, emotional, social, and intellectual qualities of an individual, leaving them with a major impact on their learning, but also on their basic human needs. To help implement this framework, we will be taking on a strength-based approach and a critical inquiry approach. The strengths-based approach focuses on supporting young people to understand the knowledge, understanding, and skills they require to make healthy, safe, and active choices which enhance their own and others' health and well-being. A critical inquiry approach focuses on recognizing the contextual factors that influence people's attitudes, decisions, and actions, and encourages students to challenge, question, and interrogate health-related content and information.
The Health Promoting Schools framework was developed to implement strategies and practices outlined in the Ottawa Charter. The framework aims to improve the overall health and well-being of the students through a whole school approach. This is achieved by dividing the framework into 3 interlocking sections. The First section focuses on curriculum, teaching and learning side of health promotion and is centered in the classroom environment. This section looks at ways teachers can introduce and expand students' knowledge and health literacy in the classroom. This will include, but is not limited to, providing adequate and engaging resources, experimenting with different pedagogies, and providing students with a voice. The second section looks at the wider school community, ethos, and environment. This section utilises the remainder of the school environment and community to promote healthy practices. This could come in the shape of school-wide policy, informative posters, or specialised training for the staff and leadership team. The final section is centred on partnerships between the school, the community, and local businesses or groups. This section identifies the services these various partners may provide and how they can be utilised in teaching health and well-being to students. This could include, but is not limited to, newsletters and information for parents, external curriculum providers such as Healthy Herald, or participation in health and well-being events such as RU OK Day. Combined, the framework implements the teaching and promotion of health literacy and healthy habits in a whole school level. Promoting health literacy in regards to generalized anxiety disorder in the classroom can seem a daunting task to many teachers. Knowledge on anxiety disorders can be portrayed through cross-curriculum units such as combining health studies with English. Teaching students to cope with anxiety is the larger task and can be attempted by engaging in role-playing scenarios and social stories. Role-playing involves students acting out scenes depicting a student in stressful scenarios causing anxiety. The aim of this exercise is to theorise and depict how they would rectify the situation and relieve their own anxiety. A similar method that achieves the same goal is to use social stories. Social stories are a resource that provides students with a scenario involving a problem in which students must write or illustrate how they would solve the problem. The advantage of social stories is that they can be utilised flexibly to teach not only anxiety disorder but a wide range of mental health issues, and even topics such as autism spectrum disorder. By including both social stories and role-playing scenarios, the same content is delivered through different mediums, thus differentiating for different learning styles. Engaging the wider school community in the development of health literacy in regards to anxiety could come through a wide variety of strategies and resources. One of the many areas of ethos and environment listed in the Health Promoting Schools framework was that of staff health promotion. In order to utilise the activities spoken of previously, the teachers, support staff, and leadership teams must have a sound knowledge of anxiety disorders. This will be achieved through the use of a document, What is Anxiety?, created by the Queensland Department of Education. This resource can be effectively used for teachers and staff as it contains a brief description of not only generalised anxiety disorder, but also provides details for separation anxiety, social phobia, obsessive compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. By including information on other forms of anxiety disorders, teachers have a deeper knowledge of the condition and are therefore better equipped to assist their students. This resource goes on to discuss some of the educational implications that may be present in a class containing students suffering from anxiety disorders. Such implications include difficulty in beginning and finishing work, feelings of embarrassment and humiliation, and a large number of absent days. This document also outlines a number of potential adjustments that could be made around the school to better support students with anxiety disorders, including reduced subject load, behaviour support plans, and the explicit teaching of stress management. This resource will be made available to all teachers and discussed in year level meetings. This resource could also be made available for parents if their children are showing symptoms of anxiety disorders. This would aim to continue the safe environment created at school and the home.
Website reachout.com is one of the resources that has been chosen to develop a strength and inquiry-based approach for partnerships and services to the community. By choosing the resources, professional development opportunities can arise for all parents to develop the required knowledge about anxiety with relative disorders and processes to support people with mental health issues. Here are examples of how ReachOut provides carers, parents, and the general public to develop knowledge, understanding, and skills about the relative mental health issues associated with anxiety. The website contains a wide variety of resources for teachers, students, parents, and schools where they can be used individually or collaboratively. An example of one of these resources are the Reach Out School programs. Reach Out Schools provides free educational resources to innovate digital apps or tools and practicing tips to encourage the development of positive mental health and well-being across schools. For staff and parents, Reach Out offer insight information about some issues that young people face in their daily lives and provide resources that allow parents, teachers, and caretakers to create a safe and supportive environment for positive mental health. Professional development courses and resources are available throughout the year for easy access for teachers. Features include the following: free and accessible 24/7 Reach Out Schools mobile first design, which means schools can access resources when and whenever they need them. Insight from school professionals across Australia contribute to the design of program to battle the selected mental health issue. The wellbeing and mental health programs provided are in line with the Australian National Curriculum, allowing teachers to use these resources during class time for a specific subject. Reach Out Schools offers the latest research-based programs for the well-being and mental health issues. Research skills offer a positive psychology game in visual studying world and an easy-to-use curriculum mapped resource to engage Year 10 and 9 students, available in multiple forms of iPad and desktop. As shown, there's a variety of resources from Reach Out that can both support inquiry and strength-based approaches to involve the community and create partnerships. For strength-based programs, a person can develop their understanding and knowledge for the mental health issues with this latest research on the topic. While developing their knowledge, other programs can allow people to apply their knowledge through inquiry-based skills of telling stories, scenarios, workshops, and create assignments where students and parents are able to learn about the mental health issue through their own discovery, guided by the teacher. And resources and different styles of approaches support the health promoting schools framework as they deal with issues in different sections of the framework: curriculum, teaching and learning, partnerships and services, and finally creating an ethos in schools or community where mental health is needed. By having these different styles of both strength and inquiry-based approaches, these programs can establish better mental health while affecting the whole school body individually, collaboratively, and positively. A strength-based approach allows the people learning to develop the required knowledge and understanding and skills in a more direct approach, whereas the recommended inquiry-based approaches allow people to further develop their knowledge through questioning, challenging knowledge. The table shown suggests that anxiety is the condition that affects all age group, in particular the 14 to 25-year-old age gap. While this is not ideal, this usually occurs during this time period as people are changing and are trying to adapt to their new environment. While this is a natural thing, it's crucial for people to learn how to deal with their anxiety early and correctly, as it can tend to recur chronically over their lifespan. Therefore, this is why different styles of strength and inquiry-based approaches are needed, as they have to cater for a wide variety of people in different stages of development and relationships to anxiety. To conclude, these three strategies can aid in enabling individuals and communities to provide the knowledge, skills, and environment's necessities to maximize mental health. These approaches can mediate where communities' conflicts arise and advocate everyone's right for maximization of health. To enable, mediate, and advocate anxiety in the different scenarios of the health promoting framework, allow society to take a step forward in the right direction of progression to educate, edify, and evaluate how important mental health is among the other dimensions of health.